There are so many things to learn about painting. Drawing, color mixing, brushes, pigments, all of this stuff. You know what we also need to know how to do? We need to know how to finish our painting. We need to know when to put the brush down and to step away. What's incredible about this medium is that we can get down something quickly and it's beautiful and fresh and expressive. But the flip side of that coin is it's not super forgiving or correctable. That's why the ending of your painting is so important. I can't tell you how many times I was pushing through on a painting late into the night, especially when it comes to like city scenes, when one of the last things I would paint are the wires in the scene, right? The power lines and things like that. Those little things are so easy to mess up, especially if you've been painting and thinking for over an hour and now you're going in to add these last finishing touches. And we all know that feeling of when you feel pretty good about something and then you just make a mark on your scene that cannot be corrected. That's really frustrating. So today, I want to talk to you about my approach to finishing the painting. Tip number 1, take a step back. After we've done the drawing, the first wash, the second wash, the darks, and the details of the scene, we have been thinking and working for a very long time. When it comes to a crucial part of the process, which is the finishing touches in your painting, we want to give ourselves a mental break. Get your painting to about 80 or 90% and then step away. Say you lay your drawing in, you do the first, second wash, you get into the darks and the details. By the time you get to the ending of the painting, you are mentally exhausted. It benefits us to recognize that, to take a break, to step back, give yourself a little bit of mental clarity, and then come back and add the finishing touches into the scene. Come back, 20 minutes later, come back the next day, but give yourself a mental break before you finish the end of your painting. That does make a very big difference. After you've taken a break and you've come back, you look at your scene, you want to think, is the light working in the painting? Is there a part of the painting that is too light? When we are painting that first wash, we're setting up a lot of our initial values in the scene. But sometimes it's hard to judge how things are going to look when you're painting wet into wet. As the painting dries, things can fade. Also, when we are painting the middle values and the darks, we might not get the values exactly right on the first try. So once things have dried, take a look at your painting. Is there an area of the scene that you might need to do a glaze over? That's just simply doing another wash over an area after the painting has already dried. Are there little highlights in the scene that you can get in with gouache or scraping or something like that? And I did that here on some of these rocks. I'd really lost some of the form, and by adding in some of these darker areas of the rocks and then the light side with a little bit of gouache, I'm able to once again add that part of the painting back in, create that impression of the rocks here in the scene. So before you call your painting done, take an honest look at the values. Sometimes there's not anything you can do, and it's like, well, you're kind of left with what you have. But other times you can do a little wash to fix an area, or you can use gouache or scraping to get little highlights in to complete that full range of values that you want to have within your painting. Before you call your painting done, take a look at the light in the scene. Are there any little changes that you can make to enhance your painting? And the last thing that you want to do, and I think this is the most important thing, is focus your painting. The way that we focus the painting is thinking through our tools for creating interest in an area. Where our eye naturally goes in the scene is the area that has the most contrast, most texture, the most vibrancy. Whatever area of your painting has the most of that will get the most attention. So think about where you want the viewer's eye to look. Where does your eye go first? Something that really helped me in my painting is learning how to focus your painting, understanding where you want the attention to go in the scene, and then reinforcing that area. Do you need a little bit more value? Do you need some more color in that area? You can increase the contrast in an area to make sure that the attention is going to that one spot. And if it's going right to the most important part, the main area of focus, then you're in good shape. If you're being distracted by something on the perimeter or something else in your scene, then you might be able to add some more contrast in your main area to do a wash with some more vibrancy, some more color, some way to get the attention back to where you want it to be. One more thing I wanted to mention when it comes to finishing your painting, and this is kind of a matter of preference. One thing you want to think about is, how can I create an impression of the scene but not spell out every single detail? And this is important when it comes to overworking your painting, because often when the values are working and we get the main elements of the scene in place and we've spent some time focusing the painting, we tend to want to keep going with details. But I heard a little bit of advice on this that I wanted to share with you. When it starts to resemble something, stop. When it starts to remind you of something or resemble something, and it kind of looks close to what you want it to be, that's when you need to stop. That's how you can create an impression of the scene. And this is going to be different for everybody depending on your style of painting. I like a loose impressionistic style of painting. You might like something that is a lot more polished and a lot more realistic, and that is great. These look like houses, that looks like a car. The values are right, things are working. If I get really obsessed with the branches or the details on the porches or whatever it is in the scene, I'm going to really focus in on that part of the painting and lose sight of the large impression. When you get your painting to that 80 or 90% level of completion and you go in to add those finishing touches, always ask yourself, is this adding to the painting? Because it's easy to paint things because they're fun to paint and to keep on going. But ask this important question when you are finishing up. Does this add to the painting? Keep these things in mind as you finish your paintings, and you're going to be much happier with your results. Now, if you are just getting started in your painting, or if you've been painting for a long time, but you feel like you could use a little more guidance, I have a free resource here that has been used by thousands of students to help them to get started in a painting, to help them with their composition or picking the right subject. Take a look at this. Have you ever been really excited about a painting and you get all set up, you find that right reference that you're excited about, and then it's time to go and you feel lost? I have a free resource that I want to give to you today that can help with these problems. My 5 steps to plan a successful watercolor painting. I walk you through the crucial planning phase of your painting that will help you understand what you're going to paint first, second, and third. The planning is really so important, especially in watercolor. This medium is harder to correct. It's so immediate. So having that plan is very important. I send you a PDF that you can download. And the great thing about this is you can have it on your phone. You could print it out. You can download this right now before you start your next painting. All you have to do is follow this link here and download my 5-step guide to planning a successful watercolor painting.